Okay, now that you at least have some food in you and you won't be like jumping up to attack me. Let's move on. We have a special presenter today, and this is the town's new pharmacist, Harry. Harry, come on up.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. I see that you brought us some
Barely?
special
Is
treats.
that better?
That's good. Thank you.
I've never been accused of not talking loud enough, so I'm gonna get through it. Well, my name is Harry Gillung. Nice to be here. Nice to see you all. I've already met several of you are in the store already, several times. So I don't have anything special prepared, you know, in regards to medicine or whatever. I thought we'd just talk about the pharmacy, where we are, and answer any questions that you folks might have, because we're in that Medicare enrollment period right now, so folks may have some questions on some of you know, on what they should do or whatever it is. I can speak generally because it's very complicated. It can be very complicated. So, we opened at the end of May, beginning of June. We got our Board of Pharmacy permit. That was the first thing. Then we had to get a DEA number and start jumping through hoops. So we've been jumping through a lot of hoops since then. And as you may know, you know, it takes one of the hurdles is getting into insurance plans. And the thing that's counterintuitive is they don't want to let you in to those plans. You would think that they would be helpful and help expedite that, but they really don't. And it's unfortunate, but I do have good news in that we're in most now, and which is going to, you know, help. There's still some ones that I'm not in. But what's confusing to everyone is you have a card and it might say Anthem on it, but Anthem doesn't pay the bill. They sub that out to somebody else. And I don't know who is your PBM, Prescription Benefit Manager, till I look on that little card and there's a number called RXBIN, and that tells us who your payer is, and that's who we have to, that's where we're working on. So we're in Caremark, we're in Navitas, we're in some other ones. There's two big ones that are still pending, but I expect them shortly, and that's Express Script and we're in Humana. So, but a lot of folks have Caremark, and we're in that, and but there's a lot of Express Scripts as well. So every day I'm running claims and trying to get them through. But several, we're in a lot right now. So we made some good progress with that, and I'm hoping the other ones are, you know, are going to be very soon. So what I have done with some folks is I'd say, you know, look, maybe pay for 30 days, and in 30 days, if I'm not in your plan, we will be. So you'd be surprised at how many medicines are inexpensive. And the insurance is crazy. And I showed a gentleman just this week. He had a cream, and he paid $30 for it. I charged him $30 cash. And I got into his insurance, and I ran his insurance, and his insurance wanted me to collect $79. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. But Well, what I will be doing is I'm gonna be looking at that. And if it doesn't make sense to run it on your insurance, I'll show it to you and we'll run cash. What happens when you go to a big, I call them the big box stores, you know, CVS, Walmart, Costco, you give them your insurance card, they put that in as a primary payer. Well, they don't look at it, they run it. So they would charge you $79. They're not going to stop and look and say, well, this cream, we could sell it to you for cash for $30. They're going to charge you $79. They're not going to back it out because they'd have to see that the insurance tells us what to collect, wherever the pharmacy. There's none of that. It's unknown until I process the claim. Now I can accept it or reject it right before it gets paid. And that's the key step where I look at it and we'll be looking at it and saying, hey, you know, this isn't good. It's better to just pay cash. So we'll be looking at that and we're going to try to be, you know, go that little extra, do that little extra that you're not going to get at most other bigger stores. Frankly, they just, you know, they're just going to run it. You know, they're processing hundreds and hundreds of scripts. They're not going to take the time to make that call. But just a little bit of my background. I grew up in central Pennsylvania, a small town, one stoplight. And funny, when I interviewed with Martin Berman, I'm sure a lot of you know him, you know, he was explaining Three Rivers, you know, like kind of like, are you sure you want to do this, or blah, 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 small town, or I said, that sounds like where I grew up, you know, I grew up in a one stoplight town. He said, well, we don't even have a stoplight. So, and then I came up to meet him and check the place out, and then it was the first place I've ever been where usually in a rural place, you don't have a cell signal outside of town, but when you get into town, you have a cell signal. Well, it's the opposite here. My phone worked, I had T-Mobile, and my phone worked down there, you know, around the lake, until I got into Three Rivers, and then I lost my signal, so I lost my GPS, and, you know, so anyway, it wasn't a good start. But anyway, I grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania, and we had a drugstore in my family. My grandfather was a pharmacist, my uncle was a pharmacist, and so I call it wax on, wax off lessons I learned, because it was a small pharmacy, and it's a different mentality when it's your money on the shelf, not mine, but his. My uncle's, and that's what I learned, how I learned. I'm hoping to bring some of that here to go a little extra mile with you folks for counseling. If you come in the store, I've been in the store, we have a pretty good over-the-counter selection of items, and I'm wanting to promote counseling and help you pick something out, not running just, now if you come in and you say you want something, yeah, sure, I'm not going to stop you, but all the time, I guess maybe it's because I'm a pharmacist, when I go in, I'm in Walmart, you know, I'll be in the aisles and I'm looking at these people and they're just, they don't know what do I need, you know, and trying to make a decision. So I'm here to try to help you with that. You know, as we get older and, you know, we have more issues with medicine, we need to be, you know, more cognitive of the medicines we're taking, and you know that the older we get, the more chances that there could be that there's some potential issue with, you know, even an over-the-counter medicine. So I mean, the big update is that we're making a lot of progress with insurances, and come on in, bring me your insurance card. either you'll be in or in soon. I'll make a copy of it, and, you know, some folks, there's are working already, and they don't even know it because they haven't been in, but I have a copy when they did come in. And so next time they come in, they're, you know, we're all set to run their insurance, So with that, I'll just open it up. People have questions, you know, talk about what we're going to do. Oh, I'll address one that I know I've had a lot of questions about vaccines. So I am certified to administer vaccines, but until we got into the insurance plans, it didn't make any sense for me to try to prepare for flu season, you know, or COVID or any vaccines. But we'll be looking at that closely in the next few months. The next, you know, the speed bump we're getting over now is get in all the insurance plans, and then I'll evaluate, you know, vaccines. But there's a very good chance we'll be doing them, you know, in the future. I just can't give you, you know, I'm gonna have to sit down with Melissa and kind of talk about, because, you know, we got shingles vaccines, we got, you know, RSV, flu. Flu is a big one, and we're gonna miss the flu season. So I feel like, you know, if I'm gonna miss flu season, we might as well just take our time and gear up. But that is something we're gonna be looking, taking a good look at in the future. So I'll open it up beyond that. I just know that's a question I've had a lot of. I have COVID tests. If I know there's a lot of folks that come in and got COVID tests. So, and if there's something you want me to carry over the counter or whatever, let me know. I'll be happy, you know, happy to order it. So with that, I'll just open up for questions for anyone.
So do you carry?
Go ahead.
Are you open like Monday through Friday, normal hours, business hours, or?
So our official hours are 9 to 5, but I'm down there a lot. So I'm there sometimes by 7 a.m. And if I'm there, I unlock the door. Where I haven't unlocked the doors when I've ran to the post office and come back, I forgot to unlock it when I came back in. So if my truck is there, I have a, you know, it's called Cactus Gray. It looks green to me. Ford Maverick. If my truck is there, I'm there, the door is unlocked. Okay? So if you see me there, and I'll put the open sign, you know, I don't know if any early risers, but on the weekend too, I'm there a lot. So if I'm there, I unlock the door. Okay?
Do you carry like all the vitamins and?
Yeah, so I have a fairly good selection of vitamins, but you know, it's,
Yeah.
I could stock the whole, you've seen vitamin sections at Walmart and CVS. I've got some pet peeves as far as, you know, like some different forms like vitamin D. You should take vitamin D with kelp, with K2 and D3 together. The one helps absorb it, the K2 helps the cell utilize it. So some of these, I kind of have some preferences, and that's what I would like when you're coming in and would say, I want vitamin D. Well, without K2, you know, you're just wasting your money, you know. So some little things like that, and like magnesium, there's certain forms of magnesium that absorb better. So I'm kind of prone, you know, some of my personal preferences. But in the vitamins, I do have general selection. And if there's something you want, I've ordered for folks. I can get things pretty much the next day. Now on a Friday, you know, that's, you know, we're looking at Monday. But if you're not in a big hurry, just let me know when you've got like a week's worth of something, and I'll be happy to order it for you.
Okay. That's great.
You're officially open 5 days a week, right?
Right.
And you're the pharmacist for the town. What happens when you get sick or go on vacation?
Well,
We're out of luck.
We haven't, quite figured that out yet. I'm gonna get to the point.
You're not gonna get sick till then, right?
Well, it should be okay. I'm knock on wood, So, now that we're in the insurance plans, I mean, it's been slow. So, I took a couple days off a couple weeks ago and I put a sign up and posted on Facebook. That's another thing. If you're on Facebook, go follow, look up Main Fork Pharmacy and follow us, because I'll post, if we're gonna be closed, or if we're gonna, with like insurance, I've been updating, our insurance. Medicaid was the first one. We had to get that because they all wanted that Medi-Cal number. That came a few weeks ago, and now the others have started to fall into place. But posting like little updates like that. So if you follow us, then anything like that, we're going to anticipate a close. But as we get busier, I'm going to. Do you guys know Steve, the old?
Yes.
Okay. He's on our board, and he's coming in tomorrow. We're going to go over stuff. So probably looking for somebody. That can do like relief or whatever if I take off. But I don't have any planned vacations or anything right now. But if I got sick, we'd probably just close for the day right now.
Okay, that's fair.
I noticed that a lot, like Sierra Subs. You go down there and be closed due to sickness or something. But we'll do our best.
Well, if the pharmacist gets sick, that's bad news,
Well, that's not good.
I had a guy in his office, that's bad too.
Knock on wood. So.
Anything else?
It's not good appetite.
You can always call him, the number is on the website and on Facebook, and you can drop in and say hi, because he says it's slow. So take his time now.
Yeah.
I brought some cards, and on these cards is my personal cell phone number. So I offer off after hours, so on Saturdays Melissa ends up seeing a lot of patients late in the day. So, and I've told her, if someone needs something or whatever, just call me, I'll come back. I just live up on Skyline, 2.8 miles. I can be right there. So I'll leave cards, we have them at the pharmacy, but my personal cell phone number's on the back for after hours or emergencies, okay?
And on behalf of everyone here, thank you so much for coming to this town.
Yeah.